Okay folks, welcome to today's workout. We are going to be using the beautiful, the humble, the ever impressive kettlebell today. If you don't have a kettlebell, you don't really need one. You can even use a dumbbell as a substitute. But if you do have a kettlebell, grab one. Today's workout's going to be moderate-ish. Of course, you know the rules. It's your body. If you want to amp it up, amp it up. If you want to drop it down, drop it down. Remember to please press pause as you need. Take breaks. You can always come back to this video. You can always select a different one. I just want you to know that it's your body. It's your rules. So if this workout no longer nourishes you, you don't have to stick around. I want you to get the most out of your dedicated movement time today. So hope you're joining me with just a couple warm-up movements. We're just trying to increase blood flow. We're just trying to remind our bodies that this is our space and we can take up as much of it as we like. So take a step forward to the side, wherever it is you need to take up as much space as you can with some hip circles. And we're just waking up the hips, those gluteal muscles. If you really are enjoying a stretch in a particular area, hang out there, okay? I'm just enjoying just slow like this. All right. And breathe. Take this opportunity to acknowledge how you feel. Let's go with some bendy, swoopy movements. I want you to feel the air around you and take up space. If you're in a larger body, majority of the time society says that you should be shrinking yourself and not taking up space. I want the opposite here. Make your movements big, make them awkward. I don't care, it's just you and me. It's just us enjoying our bodies. See if you can get a bit more knee bend, waking up those knees and calves, allowing the ankles to start doing some fun movements. Lift up the toes, come up onto the toes, let the arms just circulate above your head and enjoy. All right, let's go a little bit of side to side. Now, of course, folks who have injuries, please make sure you got clearance. Please make sure you're speaking to someone who knows your body, who knows your condition or injury. You want to make sure that you are doing the best thing for your body. And if you have something like, let's say, scoliosis, things like bending like this ain't going to be so good for you. Oh. All right. Coming into our space, coming into our breath, deep breath in, breathe out, reminding ourselves that we've already done half the work just by showing up and putting aside this time. Deep breath in, start thinking about your goal for your workout today. What do you want to get out of it? And as you're thinking about your goal, I want you to start moving those hips side to side, pumping those calves, pumping the arms. Let's think about why you're here today. What is it that you want to get out? Do you want to feel refreshed? Do you want to feel powerful? Do you just want to move your body because you're a little bit bored? Do you want to unstiffen yourself, maybe feeling a bit creaky? Whatever it is, think about what you want to get out today. And remember that I'm here to guide you for that. But you have to set up that goal for you. And if you want to feel powerful, you do the movements with a force that makes you feel powerful. If you want to make yourself feel a little less stiff, I will guide you through some movements, but maybe you go slower or deeper into a move. Really take that opportunity to open up. Heel tapping all the way now. All right. And just a bit of a march with a bit of a funky side action happening. So my arms are going up and down, my hips are going side to side, and my legs are marching. And breathe, shake. And the last reminder before we get started, you're gonna get out of breath. I'm already a little out of breath. It's normal, that's why we're here. All right. Grabbing your kettlebell. Let's start with a couple deadlifts, Romanian deadlifts actually. So feet a little bit wider than hip width, particularly if you've got a bigger belly, and close the car door behind you and stand up. And you go for 10. So when I say close the car door behind you, I want you to imagine you've got groceries in your hand or a kettlebell. I need to close the car door behind you with your butt. So your butt goes backwards. Yeah, that's 4, 5, shoulders back, and making sure that there's a bit of elongation in your chest here. We've got 3 more. Dig your heels into the ground as you stand up. Squeeze your butt on the way up. 10. Beautiful. Let's do some halos. Grab your kettlebell or your dumbbell, whatever, and we're gonna go around to come back in front of our face, then to our hip, then around to our hip. And 3, the goal here is to use the core, so don't let your body rock and roll. Dig your heels into the ground, engage your core, make sure you're nice and tall as well. And I have lost count. That's okay. I believe we've got 1 more each side. This is also great for a little bit of shoulder mobility as well. All right, kettlebell on the ground. A new move that I'm a little bit obsessed with at the moment. We're going to be working our hip flexors and our hip mobility. So what we're basically going to start with, kettlebell kind of, you know, if we were sitting in a clock, kettlebell placed at about 11 o'clock. Kneeling, if you need to hold on to something for stability, you can. Swoop your leg around 1, swoop it back. That's 1. We're going to do 5 each side. Ooh, that's 2. So there's a bit of balance involved. And for me, my balance is enough to be challenged here, but I'm not super steady, and that's okay. Don't need to be. I'm going to show you what it looks like from the front. Kettlebell now at about 1 o'clock. Fairly close to you. The further out it is, the harder it is. Let's go. 1. Whew. And we always have one leg a little bit stronger than the other. So what's great about this movement is this hip is getting some beautiful action in that hip joint, mobilizing it, whilst this hip and gluteal is getting strong because it needs to stabilize you. I think I need 1 more. 5 per side, that's what we were aiming for. And let's come up for some kettlebell swings. Wouldn't be a kettlebell workout with some kettlebell swings. All right, make sure you're not gonna bump anything behind you. Let's go for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, have a little break. Now, just as you've probably figured out about today, it is very gluteal and hamstring heavy. It's no coincidence. So this is a great workout if you're wanting to look at stabilizing your hips, helping your lower back. This is the one for you. But maybe you just enjoy kettlebell, maybe you just enjoy these movements. All right, let's come back to the start. 10 Romanian deadlifts, let's go. 1, and I want you to look at my shoulders here. I want you to see that I'm trying to kind of create a distraction, like collarbone to collarbone. It's like they're being repelled. So it's like someone's grabbed this edge of this shirt and this edge of this shirt, and they're pulling them in the opposite direction. So I get a lengthening horizontally across my chest. That's also a setup that you need here. All right. Halos, bring it up. Let's go. Halo to hip, that's 1. Halo to hip, that's 2. Halo, 3. You can do this kneeling down as well if you want. Gives you a little bit more stability. You can also do this one sitting down. Also gives you stability. And just make sure tall spine, core engaged. And if you're one of my folks with a weak pelvic floor, see a pelvic floor physiotherapist to make sure that that's not putting too much pressure on your pelvic floor. It might be, it might not be. All right, back to those swoops. You can do this standing up. You just don't use the kettlebell. You're just gonna allow your hip to move around this plane. All right, Starting here, let's go around the kettlebell. That's 1. Use your arms to steady yourself. 2. There's a lot going on here. Balance, core, coordination, stabilization here, movement and mobility here. Woo, 1 more. It is a bit of a tricky movement. That's okay. It's the challenge that helps us grow. No one grows in their in any capacity without some sort of challenge. Also, you cannot grow without nourishment. So make sure you take those breaks, have the water, fuel your body. Oh. And 1 more. Yeah. All right. Kettlebell swing. All right. Are we ready, folks? Which direction shall we go? I'm gonna go in this direction. All right, are we ready? Let's go. Now make sure you're not really squatting when you start a kettlebell swing. If you're squatting, you might want to see someone like a personal trainer or an allied health practitioner who specializes in exercise to make sure that your technique is right. Because if you're squatting, squatting then means that you're going to have to lift the bell with your arms. It's not what a kettlebell swing is about. All right, hear the breathlessness, embrace it. Nothing to be embarrassed about. Happens to all of us. We need to be breathless if we want to challenge that cardiovascular system. All right, how are you feeling? Let's go for another round. Okay, at this point, if you want to stop, press pause. If you're like, this is all I needed for my body today, go you for figuring out what you need. I'm happy for you. If you want to stick around, stick around. Either way, I want to thank you for clicking on this video, supporting my channel. It's tough being a personal trainer in a larger body, working against diet culture. I have been very loose today with counting my repetitions, and it doesn't matter. That's something I want to remind you here. It matters if you are doing repetitions and your technique starts to falter. That is a red flag that you need to stop, maybe get some guidance. Your body is going to benefit from a lot of movement or a little movement. Your body just benefits from movement, and most importantly, it benefits from sustainable movement. That means movement every day or every second day, just frequently, a few times a week. And if the idea of you having to really bring up all the energy and work out with such an intense force and really maximize all your repetitions, that's not sustainable, particularly if you're a woman and or you have female hormones in you, because those hormones are going to need you to rest. Blokes need a rest too. Not saying that they don't. Just saying for women, it's that extra complicated layer. All right. How are you going with this? Here we go. I definitely feel the other side I'm able to stabilize just that little bit better. Easier, I should say. Better is an interesting word. Better means I've judged the other side for being crap, and I'm not. That side's doing its best. It got me through the movement. I don't need to criticize it. Oh, but it's certainly easier on this side. All right, kettlebell swings. All right, I'm gonna go this way this time. Are we ready? Let's go. 1, make sure you squeeze the butt as you stand up. Make sure you're not hyperextending your back, and make sure the kettlebell is staying roughly at shoulder height when it comes up. I don't really recommend for beginner folks to bring the kettlebell any higher. If you find you are bringing the kettlebell higher, it's generally a sign that your body is trying to squeeze in more rest. Because as the bell comes up higher, you're just allowing momentum to do its thing. So you're just cruising here. And then you come back down. Rest is not a bad thing. But when you do have the bell up high and you're wanting to rest, you're likely to be letting go of your core and allowing your spine to kind of come back. So heavy thing in the air and heavy thing away from your body with a long lever arm plus unengaged core and chill back, not a good combination. All right. So I feel like I could keep going, but the battery on my phone says otherwise, at least for this recording. So we're going to do one more round together. So if you want to keep going, maybe go back to the start and redo some more rounds with me, or check out another one of my videos. All right, Romanian deadlift. Are we ready? Feet nice and wide. The bigger the belly, the wider the feet. And let's go. Down, squeeze the butt as you come up. Make sure that core's engaged. 2, make sure your back is straight. 3, shoulders apart. 4, tall spine. 5, where is the weight? Is it on your heels? That's where it should be. 6, enjoy that power. 7, check in. Could you go with a heavier weight? 8, check in. Could you go with a rest? 9, feeling accomplished. And 10, you are a legend. And you were a legend whether you got to number 2 or number 10. Am I down here? No, I've got halo. You know what? I'm gonna do the halos kneeling. Why the hell not? All right, let's go. 1 and down. 2 and down. 3, make sure you're not leaning back. And make sure you're not arching your back. Arching your back may be a sign that you need to do more core work, core engagement. Yep, lost count of the reps. Doesn't matter. We are here to move our bodies. We're here to give it a go, aren't we? That's our mantra for today. Oh, a little bit of shoulder work. I like it. Okay, stabilize. This is really good if you do have lower back issues. This is a good one because lower back issues may mean that this muscle here is tight, your hip flexors, and it may also mean that your hip flexors are weak. Now, tightness, yes, you can stretch them. You should do that, but this kind of movement is also stretching them in a limited range, but it's still getting them to move. But it's definitely working on the strength. Also, lower back issues, you want to make sure your butt is nice and strong. This is happening right here, as well as your core. And just check in. What is your other leg doing? I just noticed my quadricep is engaging because I'm feeling the top of my foot, the dorsum of my foot, that part there. On my other side, it's pushing into the floor. My quadricep is really trying to help out. Thank you. It's very kind. Your body's just trying to help you out. Don't be its enemy. It's got enough enemies out there. Be your body's ally. All right. Kettlebell swings. For the last time, let's go. Let's finish feeling powerful. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, pop your bell away. Thank you so much, my lovely, for coming to today's workout. If you want to get in touch, links are below. Hope to see you around. Like, subscribe, share, comment, you know the drill. Until next time, stay safe. Bye for now.